Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tap Often podcast. I'm your host, Alexander, and with me, as always, is my co-host, William. William, how are you today?
Doing fabulous today, sir. Fabulous.
Well, welcome to episode 2, Tap Often podcast. We got a very exciting show. We're going to try something new. We are each going to come up with a fantasy jiu-jitsu team of non-jiu-jitsu practitioners, but we'll get to that in a second. First, BJ, we have another mailbag.
We do. We have a mailbag, and we also have something from Instagram. Pretty excited about this
That's
one.
the first I'm hearing of it, but our mailbag, you can email us at tapoftenpodcast@gmail.com. This comes from Tom, once again, friend of the show. And Tom writes, any conversation of best jiu-jitsu athlete that doesn't include Rickson is flawed, my man. Everyone who rolled with him said he was so far above anyone else, they felt like a helpless child in his grip. Just saying. BJ, what are your thoughts on Rickson Gracie?
Well, I think my initial thoughts on Rickson Gracie is yes, obviously GOAT status, right up there. I'm more concerned with when you and I had noticed this email, your reaction was, I don't really associate him with BJJ. That made me spit my coffee across the room. And so I'm more concerned about your perspective on this matter.
Well, first of all, you didn't have any coffee in your mouth when I said that to you. Okay, so you lied. You're once again a liar. But two, I associate Rickson more with his stuff in Japan with MMA than jiu-jitsu. That's why. He doesn't really stick out in my mind as just a pure jiu-jitsu guy. So that's why. Also, you and Tom here talking about Rickson, an old man take, of course. Rickson hasn't been active in at least 30 years probably. So really dates yourselves by picking him over a more established and younger talent, such as myself.
Yeah, because your years of experience really lends itself to having a good eye for talent, which I guess we'll find out today in this Illuminous draft.
Ooh, things to come. Now, what was our Instagram mailbag, BJ?
Well, let me tell you, the joy I got whenever I clicked on that, you have a message, and lo and behold, we have a sponsorship opportunity.
Oh.
With some sketchy apparel line from another part of the world. It was filled with tons of misspellings. It was filled with, hey, we love what you do. Would you be interested in being part of our brand? And, I think that's something we have to really think about seriously, especially whenever it's coming from, clearly an established, reputable company. So I'm excited about the horizons of receiving more sketchy sponsorship opportunities.
So you're saying we have a global reach?
Global.
Wow.
I mean, with a big G.
Wow. Okay.
Huge. And a big global, too.
I was hoping that you were going to say a bot messaged us and wanted to get to know us a little better.
I think that's this week. I think after this week, the bots are going to be
fingers crossed. That's why I got into
us.
this business. All right, that brings us to our favorite segment, Tap In, Tap Out. Now, I have an idea for a possible, I think it's called a stinger in the business, a little music intro for it. I want to take Roland's Limp Bizkit's, the part where it says move in, now move out, but we replace it to tap in, now tap out. Hands up, now hands down.
Wow.
Back up.
I'm putting a hand up.
So
I'm tapping all in on that. All in. I think I'm actually shocked by the level of genius that is. So tap in, tap out, hands up, hands in. I'm up.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
go.
I have no ability to do this, so someone else is going to have. But I came up with the idea, so I'll take.
I love it. I think if we reach out to this, I think we're up to 90 followers right now.
Oh.
So if any of our 90 people out there know how to make that happen, let us know.
That reminds me. Let me check our. Well, no, I'll talk about it later. Let's get into our tap in, tap out. Would you like to start, or would you like me to start?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll throw it at you first. So you are from Kansas City, known for their finest meats. Mm-hmm. My question to you, sir, is tap in or tap out? Carolina style barbecue is right up there with Kansas City.
So you're asking me if I think Carolina is on the same caliber as Kansas City? That's the
Yeah, I
question?
love whenever I have posed these questions to you for 2 weeks. Now you have to clarify.
Well,
So
you
either you
said
need more
tap in
coffee.
tap out Carolina barbecue, but then you added on the same level of Kansas City. So it's I had one
Yeah,
understanding
yes,
and now you've changed it. Okay.
that's right. So that's why it's important to
I
listen fully.
will tap out,
Thank God.
which has, I guess, less to do with Carolina barbecue and more to do with the supremacy of Kansas City barbecue, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
you could have asked me about any other type of barbecue; it would have been the same answer. Kansas City's on top.
Man, I don't know. I think you're 100% accurate on this. I think
God bless.
Carolina is like 10th on the depth chart. I would even put I don't know, Ohio barbecue before Carolina's barbecue. Does Ohio have barbecue?
They
Uh
have chili on spaghetti.
they do. Oh, Cincinnati chili. Mm,
So that's
mm.
that's pretty good, man.
Chili Mount. It is, but Carolina's trash as far as I'm concerned. And
The
I
entire
love some
states,
barbecue.
both states are trash.
The barbecue.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
but not the.
100%. Not the state, but the barbecue, absolutely. But they all fail in comparison to Texas, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
Kansas City's solid though. I think it's the strong two. I don't think there's another one better.
all right, whatever. We'll set that aside. Now, BJ, my tap in, tap out. Inspiration from earlier this week. The arm bar is the hardest submission to do from guard.
I'm going to tap out. I don't think it's that difficult.
Oh, that's very
However,
interesting that you said that, BJ.
it is very interesting that I said that and my inability to demonstrate that. But I think actually that's more of a result of the absolute fear and respect I have for the person's lap that I was locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when he says do something, I get scared. And I think it's more a result of that as I have successfully armbarred, I don't know, 2 people in my life.
Okay.
Because that's my signature go-to, as we all know. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty competent at teaching and also executing armbar, but
I don't know about
not
that.
this week when Coach Paul says do it. I got scared.
Yeah. This week,
Yeah.
in fundamentals class, our esteemed purple belt BJ here was asked to do an arm bar, and then BJ, every time BJ started going for a triangle.
I was talking to Jeremy, and Jeremy's the founder of Capital. I was talking to him about this last weekend, and I was like, man, I don't know what it is about Mr. Paul Herring. He is like the little brother that I want to impress so badly that I get tongue tied with my legs.
Wow. When I was a white belt, he asked me to do a scissor sweep, and this is a technique I had learned. I was familiar with it, but as soon as he asked me, I had amnesia, and I was like, "What scissor sweep? Is that a move? I'm not." And then
Yeah, I think
there was a blue belt there, and he's like, "You know this," and I'm like, "Do I? Where am I right
I
now?"
think it's when they're in your guard and you stuff one arm between your legs and you throw your leg around up over their shoulder, trap their head, and then you bring your other leg up over top of that one to successfully triangle them. I think that's a scissor sweep.
Yeah, where were you when I needed you?
God, I don't know.
No.
I was probably mocking you, actually.
All right. Well, that concludes our tap in, tap out. Now imagine the Limp Bizkit song is playing here. Everyone's clapping.
I love it. I love it. Everybody's clapping. I'm going to have to start wearing my red ball cap.
Let's move on to our main topic here, our jiu-jitsu fantasy team. BJ, this was your idea, so why don't you explain to everybody what we're doing?
Yeah, I'd love to. So Alex claims to have this eye for talent, and I think I have a better eye for talent, especially feeling high horsed coming off of the 3-1 drubbing that I took in the last UFC pay-per-view. So I said, hey, let's do a draft where we pick 3 people to be jiu-jitsu competitors, but none of them can have grappling combat experience.
Wait, no combat
Well,
experience?
I'm sorry,
Okay.
grappling.
Okay.
Sorry, grappling experience. They could be boxers. Um, and they can't be fictitious or a religious figure that may have some type of mystical power. So, Alex, well, Jesus was a real person. Yes, he was, but he also, walked on water. So he's not going to be able to qualify for this. Alex also had another. I'm going to pick Godzilla. No,
It's a
Alex,
good
we're not.
pick.
No,
You
no
try taking
fiction.
him down or her down, I guess, depending on the movie.
I don't have a chance, but you know
Exactly.
who does? Paul Herring. Um, so he'll just guillotine him. So with that said, yeah, so we picked our teams, and then we could pick one coach. The coach, though, could have grappling experience. There was no problem with that one. So yeah, let's see what we got.
Well,
Oh,
hold on, hold
the
on.
other. Okay,
The team is 3 people. One person is under 200 pounds. Second person is between 200 and 249 pounds, and the third is greater than that.
that's correct. That's correct. And then you have your additional coach.
And there's no weight limit on the coach.
No weight limit on the coach. They can be.
So
I mean,
Godzilla
but
could be the coach.
Alex, they has to be a real person. So no Yoda, no
No,
Godzilla. Um, think of both ends of the spectrum there. Yeah, yeah. Can't have Minnie Mouse. Sorry, not
all
happening.
right, well,
Miss Piggy though would be ferocious. Can you imagine her as a coach?
no.
No, no, but
She has no
man, it would be
legs. Okay,
crazy.
I don't know how good she would be at showing techniques.
I don't know how good she would be at trying to calm someone down in the corner either. Yeah. So, all right, let's go. Let's kick this off, Alex. We're just gonna go one for one. Doesn't I don't think we have to be in any order.
Okay.
Pick who you want. Yep. So why don't you go ahead and lead us off, Alex? What do you got? Who is your first pick in the non-BJJ grappling BJJ?
I'll just go. I did mine in order of weight, so I'll do my lightest weight person. I'm going to go with Muay Thai legend Senshai. Are you
Wow. Now,
are you familiar with this
why?
man?
I am. Why don't you tell us why,
Okay, well,
sir?
first of all, this man he has a record of 326 wins, 41 losses.
So he's a loser.
So he's a big winner.
Yeah.
Has a very high fight IQ, fast reactions as well, which I think would be obviously useful in jiu-jitsu just as it is in Muay Thai. And he is really known for his sweeps and off balancing, so he has a good sense of kazushi, if you will. He's good at catching legs and doing trips off of them, and I thought perhaps capturing a leg and doing a trip might translate into a single leg takedown if he can't get the traditional Muay Thai sweep. And he also, the training he's done and the endurance that he has for training for his martial art would translate well to jiu-jitsu. And he's fast, and he's also very creative. I put a lot of stock into creative people for my team because jiu-jitsu is so open, and there's a lot of stuff you can do. So I wanted people that were thinkers that kind of went against the grain. Maybe they're known innovators. And I think Senshai nails all of that.
I like it. I like it. Definitely, and that flexibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not being rigid. That growth mindset. I like it. So I'm going to go with my my under 200 pounder. Let me start with this. So picture it.
Oh my God.
1429. The relief of Orleans. The French army was exhausted, Alex, and demoralized. The English had been laying siege to the mother city for months. Most of the commanders believed that there was no shot, right? City was going to fall. Everybody's arguing and fighting. They thought the retreat was just smarter than fighting, right? Enter this young lady. She didn't panic. She didn't rush to attack either, right? She listened. She simplified goals, and she stayed steady when the plans changed. Okay. She has an incredible ability to be punished. Her pain threshold is incredibly high. And strong will, conviction, super smart, fearless under pressure. I'm going with Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc.
Joan of Arc.
Okay.
Yep, that's my under 200 pounds.
Interesting. So you just went. You're looking more at strength of character than physical attributes for your pick here of Miss Arc.
Yeah, yeah, but she was also a heck of a fighter, you know.
In
But I
armor,
think
yeah.
her, yeah, hey, right, we didn't say she couldn't have armor on in this. So essentially, I can throw all the, leg
No, this
kicks
has
he
got to be
wants.
regulation rule. Now you're just
Oh, that's true. We got to keep it within BJJ rules. Yeah, good luck trying to armbar somebody who's got a steel arm. That's all I
we'll
gotta
just
say.
burn her at the stake. It's a known weakness. Easy.
Ah,
Easy. Okay.
that's a good point. I think Sensha might get the advantage on that one physically, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what the audience thinks.
Okay.
Who's your we'll call it middleweight,
Mm, okay.
200 to 249 middleweight.
Give me the 6'7", 220-pound Dennis Rodman.
Oh,
Okay.
strong,
This
strong.
guy has a wingspan of 7 feet 2 inches.
Hmm.
Known for an unusually strong grip. He is a big weirdo, which I put in a lot of stake. Those 10th Planet guys, Craig Jones, he kind of fits that mold.
You do like the weirdos,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Yeah.
And he didn't really start playing basketball until he was 22. So that lets me know he's adaptable. He's able to work hard, understand a sport very quickly, and excel at it, especially with his size. And he's also obsessive. He talked about I think it was the Last Dance documentary, how he would study the way people shot the ball, how the ball would rotate, if it rotated, and then how many bounces it would take off the rim so he knew when to jump. That's the kind of analytical thinking I want for a guy on my team. And I think that obsessive thing, you see that in a lot of people who are really good at jiu-jitsu, that obsessive mindset. So I'm going to
Yeah,
go
for sure.
with the Worm.
The Worm, he was, man, talk about a rebounder. Defense, stout, good pick. However, I don't think he stands a chance against my middle weight. So when I think of GOAT as an athlete, there's nobody, maybe Jim Thorpe, who's in comparison, but I don't even think it's still remotely close. When I'm looking at BJJ players, man, I want someone who could take people down, great top pressure, scrambling dominance, fearless competitor, and also has great kinesthetic instincts and can be coached. Grip strength, explosiveness, all that stuff. This guy, 6'1, 225, 230. Time today, sub 4.2 40-yard dash. Um, he combined Olympic speed. He was a decathlete. Also excelled at two sports professionally. And I'm not talking about Deion Sanders. He didn't excel at both sports. Enough of that nonsense for those out there. It's Bo Jackson. I mean, he would be absolutely terrifying in a wrestling heavy BJJ world. But you imagine like a blast double from Bo Jackson. Imagine what that side control would feel like. And one thing that I feel, especially in no-gi, BJJ rewards those who can succeed in chaos. And I don't think there's anybody who would be able to handle him coming at you again and again and again and again. So, he's the archetype for me, and that's Bo Jackson.
That's a good pick, but I think my heavyweight is the perfect counter to Mr. Bo Jackson. I'm going.
So before you go there, though, hold on. So we're saying it's like 1-1 maybe. Senchai, Bo.
Yeah. I'll give you Bo over
Okay.
Dennis Rodman, but I think my heavyweight has what it takes. Give me 2025's Protector of the Year, Joe Tooney, former Kansas City Chief, 6'5", 305 pounds, okay? 0 sacks allowed with a pressure rate of 4.5%, all right? This guy is a stud on the offensive line, all right?
He's stopping takedowns.
He's stopping takedowns, and he's stopping specifically Bo Jackson, all right? A lot of people don't realize at the line of scrimmage, that offensive line, they're doing sumo wrestling, all right? They're getting inside position. He knows how to get in the armpits. He knows how to get a grip on someone, push him back, take him down, and then lay on him, all right? We're talking pancakes on the field. Not only that, my boy Joe graduated cum laude in college, got a master's of business, okay? Smart dude.
Smart guy.
Known winner. He's got 4 Super Bowl rings already. And I don't know if this is real, but supposedly he was advised to intentionally miss questions on the Wonderlic test, so he didn't seem too smart.
No way. Wow. Where did he go to college at?
I don't know. I'd never heard of it. No place big.
Some good school.
Yeah, probably.
Wow. Man. Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, he's a stud. He's definitely stopping takedowns. I think when you put him right up against my super heavyweight, I think what we're going to find is two people standing there driving into each other, almost sumo style. This guy, I mean, we're talking 2-time Olympic gold medalist, multiple all-time world records in the clean and jerk and the snatch. It's clean and jerk, okay? Over 565 pounds, okay? And that is not in the modern era. No, this was back in the 70s.
Are we are we doing drug testing for these people?
We didn't say anything about drug testing, Alex. You said that was not. I remember when we talked about this, there was nothing about drug testing.
I didn't think
so when we think about, it's not cheating. It wasn't part of the rules. Isometric strength, mass, right? Just absolute mass. 6'1", 353 pounds, tank. I just can't see his base getting knocked around. His ability, if he pins you, oh my gosh, good luck. Good luck. Grip dominant. I mean, obviously, if you can clean and jerk 565 pounds, you got a good grip. And just brutal. And that's the one and only Vasily Alexiev, who is the prototype for an unstoppable person with pressure and structure on this. Can you imagine the frames? Good luck.
Those big guys don't move very well, BJ. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He did, though. He could move. So he could also dunk a basketball. You know, he had some pop.
All right, well, luckily the Worm's there to block those shots.
It's a good point, but I don't think the Worm's going to pass Bell.
I don't know.
So I guess.
I mean, we got a big, strong dude.
We do.
And we got an offensive lineman. I don't know. Maybe leave it up to the listeners here.
Yeah, I'd be curious who they think. So who were yours again?
I had Senshai, Dennis Rodman, and Joe Tooney.
Okay.
You had Joan of Arc, Bo Jackson, and a genetic monster full of 70s illicit PEDs. Did I get that correct? Now
I don't think he was ever found to have.
Well, yeah, it was in the 70s, of course. They didn't have the technology back then, but I couldn't have a irradiated lizard monster that shoots laser beams out of his mouth. Okay.
This is true. It's fair. It's pretty comparable.
I get it.
Alexiev and yeah.
Well, who do you have for your coach, BJ?
You know, so when we're taking this ragtag bunch of misfits, I think it has to be someone who's super skilled at not just the nuances of jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. This guy's not even a jiu-jitsu guy. But when I think of great coaches, they have the ability to communicate to their athletes. They have the ability to be very precise on what they want them to do and not getting caught up in a bunch of talk. And especially with a group of noobs, right? You don't want to throw a lot of complications at them. So arguably the single greatest, maybe the greatest collegiate coach in history of all college sports, not John Wooden. This guy's unshakable, absolutely unshakable. Gold medalist in the Olympics in freestyle wrestling back in 2004. Only NCAA Division I wrestler to finish his career undefeated, 159-0. And he has built the most dominant sports program possibly in history next to the UCLA back in the basketball. And that's the one and only Cal Anderson.
Wrestling coach. That's good.
Yep. I like wrestling.
Hard to argue with that. But dominating on the mat is one thing. But what about dominating on the battlefield, BJ?
Ooh. Sun Tzu? You going with Sun Tzu?
I'm going with one of the greatest Frenchmen of all time. Napoleon Bonaparte is going to be my coach.
Oh, little guy.
That's actually English propaganda. So if you want to support those dirty Brits, you can keep saying that nonsense, okay? He was normal size for the time and era, okay? But
He was like shorter than you, Alex.
no, he's not.
I don't know.
He's in that. He was average height for the time. Now they all had, birth defects and malnutrition, so the average height was like 4'3", but he was normal sized as everyone else. All right.
All right.
But
So research says he was 5'6.5".
yeah, well, look up
And
what the average height was at the time.
Well, I digress because I'm not 5'6.5", so I was wrong.
So he's
He
taller
is
than you.
taller than me
Wow,
by a half an
interesting.
inch.
Okay,
Yeah,
sit
my
down.
life story. Jeez.
So look at that.
Jeez. I already am. It looks like
Already
it.
in the win column. He's taller than BJ, so that makes him better. A strategic genius, highly educated with a photographic memory. Okay. A known leader his soldiers loved him. Even after his failed campaign into Russia, they were still loyal to him. So that's the kind of leader I want for my coach. And he had an eye for talent. A lot of his success as a commander came from Jeez Louise. I can't speak. I'm too excited. Merit-based promotion of soldiers within his own ranks and generals surrounding him. So I think he has really good management skills. And he just wears a really cool coat. So just imagine you're showing up to your local jiu-jitsu tournament, and then Napoleon comes in on his horse with his sick hat, and he coaches from the horse. You can't focus.
You definitely can't.
That horse is going to drop a deuce next to your head while you're in side control, and you're going to be unable to do anything about it.
I had that happen once. True story.
Gonna elaborate on that, or just gonna let that?
I'm gonna let the audience sit there with that one. I think we've all been squoze too hard sometimes. What do you think, Alex? I think great pick. Sure, maybe. I don't know. I don't want someone screaming and yelling and having temper tantrums as a coach. And all I see from Napoleon is temper tantrums.
You weren't there. And you're just listening to British propaganda. Okay.
Propaganda. Where it is again? Propaganda. I don't know. It's pretty common knowledge. But the propaganda patrol was out pretty heavy back then, just like they are today. And yeah, I'm gonna have to say, I think Alice Anderson wins this one too. So my book, Alex, in my book, it's 2-2.
I mean, you really took an easy way out on that coach pick.
So let's go. Well, I don't know about that. I picked Joan of Arc. I mean, come on.
Well, I didn't make you pick that. That was on you.
So how about a wild card? You got a wild card?
Oh, for any weight class?
I mean, yeah, just go for it. Any.
Got a wild card? Do you have a wild card? I don't have one off the top of my head. I need to.
Well, that's the difference between people who spot talent and those who don't. You research. I just see it.
No, I came up with all those myself. As soon as we said more than 250, I said, get me an offensive lineman. It was either going to be Creed Humphreys or Joe Tooney, both Chiefs greats. All right. And then I thought of Dennis Rodman. And then for Senshai, I was thinking about getting a break dancer in there. But I thought I thought Senshai's hips and sweeps were probably a better fit than a dancer.
Man, I don't know. Turbo from Breaking back in '85. I mean, he was with the Broomstein. I mean, we're talking, that's another level.
I hope Tom writes in and is like, BJ was correct with that choice from Breaking. A favorite here in my household.
I think Tom actually graduated 10 years before Breaking came out.
That movie was a crime. What happened to the good old talkies?
Man, let me tell you this. Got nothing for that. I mean, when I think of great athletes, so I'm basketball players, as far as I'm concerned, are the greatest athletes in the world.
Basketball players are the greatest athletes?
For sure.
Current basketball players or the previous generation?
Any basketball player, any generation. They got cardio. They got the ability to jump again and again and again. So explosive power, change of direction, hand-eye coordination. I don't know if you know this, Alex, but I've been a coach for a long time, and I have always begged the basketball players to come out for the teams I was on, because that seventh man on the basketball team is still better than 90% of the offensive linemen. It's something, for sure. Yeah. But at best basketball basketball players, best athletes in the world. So I guess if I was to pick a flyer, like I'm going with probably one of the best high school two-sport athletes ever. Virginia athlete of the year, both football and basketball. Went on to be one of the greatest basketball players ever in NBA history. 6 foot, 165 pounds, king of trash talking, could move like anybody else. And I think when you think passing guard, creativity, I'm going to go with Allen Iverson.
Ooh,
I think
AI.
He'd be amazing at jiu-jitsu. Not now, though, because if you see him now, he doesn't look like he can do much.
Talking about practice? That's a good
Practice.
pick. I guess
Yeah.
for my wild card, we just talked about him earlier, and with the Super Bowl on the way. Give me Gronk. He's a big dude, hard to take him down, a genetic freak, and just he kind of has that. I don't know how to say this. He's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of Nicky Rod, where they're just like big dudes that are hard to handle because of how big and strong they are.
Yep. And they're enjoying what they're doing so much that you feel helpless.
Yeah. And he just gets the job done. He just makes things happen.
Absolutely. Most underrated tight end in NFL history. I think he's the best tight end the NFL has ever had.
You think he's underrated?
Yeah, I do, because there's people who are still like Tony Gonzalez or Antonio Gates and all that stuff. Man,
I don't know.
Gronk could block, he could catch. I mean, he could run.
Yeah.
His routes precise. Like, I think he's just marred by injuries, and also playing on New England, where people just love to hate New England. It's like now with Aaron Judge. Oh, he plays for the Yankees. I hate the Yankees. No, Judge is great. I think Gronk suffers from that same. Everybody hates my team. So you just don't get the credit.
I think a lot of people consider him the greatest. Now, there is a debate with him and Kelsey, and I'll say Kelsey is, just because I'm a Chiefs loser and that's what I have to do. But I understand Gronk is a more well-rounded tight end and it can do more than Kelsey.
Yeah, there's another guy, right? Tony Gonzalez, basketball, football. Antonio Gates, same thing. Gronk comes from an amazing athletic family, right? Like, all of his brothers played pro sports of some kind, from baseball and football. Talent, man. Lots of talent.
All right. Well, let us know who you think won that debate. And if you say me, maybe you get something from it. I don't know.
I think we'll all be surprised.
I just got into a lucrative clothing brand deal, so maybe I could send you some tank tops or a t-shirt. Who knows?
Wow. That's, this coming from the guys like, I don't care about the audience. Look at you turning the corner.
Well, when it comes to winning, I'll gladly take audience feedback, but anything else, I don't want to hear anything from anybody. Not a single thing.
Checks out. Well, checks out, of course. So yeah, man, I'm pretty excited about some things coming up. We have lined up some pretty awesome interviews with some great coaches and athletes. So be on the lookout for those episodes dropping pretty soon over the course of the next several weeks. And yeah, man, stoked to see what we got and share with everybody else out there.
Yes, thank you for listening to the Tap Often podcast. My name is Alex. Your name is
BJ.
Who cares? We'll catch you next time.